Welcome! Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques!
Halt!
Jacques!
Halt!
What's up, folks?
What's up, people?
Welcome! Welcome, folks. We're 1-0.
Hey, like last year. We
Yep.
started off 1-0 last year.
Yep.
Thing. So
That's right. That's right. I mean,
Definitely.
you can put lipstick on the pig. It's still ugly, as they say. But hey, a win is a win. You know what I mean?
Exactly. A win is a win.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Got it. I mean, however you get a win, it happens, man. You got to scratch, claw, fight, bite, and get up out of there. At least you got the W. It wasn't pretty, but I mean, hey, people have to remember, man, we didn't have a preseason. So these next 4 games could be like preseason games to majority of the NFL. It can be where majority of the NFL is rusty. So, and I think it was to me only 2 teams that were really dominant, as they say, which is the Chiefs and the Ravens. And I mean, that's to be expected. I mean, look at the teams that they played. So, I mean, it's rust, no preseason. We know what's going on, so definitely.
Yes, agreed, man. And despite the rust, we still were able to come out with the win. I know Denver had some injuries. We had our injuries too. I mean, I know maybe none to the magnitude of Von Miller, but we had our share of guys get hurt. Rashaan Evans, of course, getting ejected early in the game as well. That hurt. And things of that nature. For those that were unaware, we did do a live stream yesterday on Mr. Titan's channel, so make sure to check that out. We did with Mr. Titan. We also did with Titans and Truth and Titan Upload. So check it out. There were other guys on there too. TK, Michael Rossi. So there's other guys that was on the show with us as well too. So check out that, man. We did the whole game during the live stream, man.
Yep, definitely. It was fun, man. I had a ball. I had a blast. We stayed up late, but it was worth it.
Yep, we did, man. We did. So very proud of the Tennessee Titans of how they fought. We could have beat them, much more. I mean, we left 10 points on the board. We definitely did that. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we're 1-0. We beat an AFC opponent, not an AFC South opponent, but we did win an AFC game. Down the road, those games do come to play when it comes to playoff time. And again, as we've advised, we do feel the Tennessee Titans is a playoff team. So congratulations to the Tennessee Titans. Welcome 1-0, folks. We're 1-0, man. Yes, sir.
Dog.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So as we do, Jacques, the season's here, bro. The season's here, man. Our favorite part of the year, man. You know what I mean? The weather's great. The fall is here. Football is here. Man, we here, man. And, for the longest, I thought that this season would get pushed down, but we here, right? No fans, but, hey, we're here. So, Jacques.
Yes, sir.
Won the football game, sir.
We did.
So, there's a lot of reasons as to why we won this game, man. And, again, very proud of the Titans and how they fought. So if you could give us 3 reasons as to why you think the Tennessee Titans won this football game.
So reason number 1, tenacity, man. We fought, we grinded. It was ugly. Yes, it was ugly. But some good things that I seen was we was able to move the ball. Not as fluent as I would like we did last year, but we were able to get key first downs when we needed to. I think we were 7 of 13 on first downs. I'm fine with it. I am fine with that. So the key movement of us moving the ball, getting it downfield, that last drive was key because Tannehill took us down the field, of course, to get the winning field goal by Gronkowski. But we'll talk about that later. But that's one reason. Reason number 2, defensively. Okay, defense they would say is rusty, right? But to me, the defense looked good, okay, just for what they had. They didn't have Adoree'. Rashaan Evans got thrown out the game like a dum-dum, punching dude. So that was a bonehead play. But from what we've seen from Jeffrey Simmons and Clowney, I mean, Clowney was out there like a monster the first half, almost getting penetration and getting pressure on the quarterback. So that was something awesome to see. But to hold Denver to 14 points, now granted, Denver did miss some opportunities. I mean, drop passes. Key, I would have stuck with running Gordon once Rashaan Evans came out. That's something that they took away from their game plan and clock management. So that's something else. And number 3 is clock management. To go back to that, we managed the clock perfectly. We held the ball longer than Denver. That's matter of fact, the third quarter, we had the ball the majority of the third quarter. We know we're not a big strike team like Kansas City and the Ravens. We do want to get over that hump and get to that point where we want to be, but we playing that's Titan football. I mean, we chip you out, chip you here, run Derrick Henry, throw, dink and dunk, dink and dunk, dink and dunk. It's almost like how the Patriots do it. So those three reasons helped us get to the win. It wasn't pretty, but with us just having those three small elements, it propelled us and got us to that. Because Titans years past, we were so inconsistent, man. Trying to drive down the field would be hard to get that winning field goal to that winning touch.
Facts! No paper!
And we actually could have scored a touchdown there. But I see what Vrabel was trying to do, was trying to redeem Gurskowski. I get it, but still. Either way, we won the game. Hey, so that's my three reasons. Now, how we do it, we know we got three reasons why we won the game.
Yes.
Even while we won the game, there are some concerns.
Man, yes.
Give me three concerns that really just concern you going forward.
Well, after the game, I was just like thinking, like, some things that we can improve on. You can improve on anything in life, everything, right? So our offensive line, I mean, people might not really see what happened, man. We would have been in trouble if 58 was on the field. If 58 is in Von Miller, right? I felt the defensive line controlled the game the entire game, man. They got the push. I know Derrick Henry had over 100 yards rushing, but those are some tough yards he had to run. It got a bit better as time went on. But I think the O-line themselves are watching film right now. It's like, man, we got our butts kicked on the interior by the defensive line. And Denver, you got Bradley Chubb. But, outside of Bradley Chubb, I mean, right? You had a backup linebacker that was out there in 47. Then you had, the UT undrafted linebacker out there making tackles left and right. So we're not looking at big-name players here that were making plays all over the field. And I felt that our offensive line, not so much in the pass blocking. I think Tannehill only got sacked once. So not that per se, but just more about control and even run blocking. I just felt that the O-line played an average game. I felt that they could have been better, given that Denver they don't have a lot of stars on the front seven. So, I would expect them to be better as the season goes along. Could be Russ, could be Mile High, the thin air. We understand that. Definitely a concern. Second, and I said this on the show with Mr. Titan, and I've said this on plenty of our shows, the one concern that I have defensively is the coverage of the tight ends, okay? Noah Fant was acting a fool in the first half, right? He couldn't be stopped. He had over 8 catches, almost 100 yards in the first half and a touchdown. So if you had him in fantasy football, you're smiling right now. But historically, the Tennessee Titans will cover receivers well and even cover running backs. But tight ends has always been a problem in the middle. And somebody brought up to the show yesterday that even like Rashaan Evans last year struggled when you look at his PFF rating as far as covering tight ends. Yes, that has always been an issue with us. And the better the tight end, the better results come through. And Noah Fant is a heck of a tight end. Now, I'll give the Titans credit. They made a Dean Pease-like adjustment in the second half. I think what they ended up doing was putting more man coverage on him on one side, bracketing over safety, and which left Melvin Gordon some opportunities to run the football. And I felt like they were okay living in that regard, right, to allow Melvin Gordon to beat you more than, say, Noah Fant beating you. So I think covering tight ends, and I think moving forward, we got to be careful as the season goes along, where we have tight ends that are pretty good. We got to be careful. And I would say last, man, of course, special teams, dude. Special teams. Stephen Gostkowski, man. Yes, dude. Golly. So we left 10 points off the field. Easy points. We're talking 45, 47, 48-yard field goals far left, right? Like there was wind being blown. There was a crowd that was there. Neither one was a factor, right? Neither. Now, I had noticed he started taking the socks off. I'm like, is that something? Is he got on the wrong socks? Because, a lot of players, especially kickers, are very superstitious. And Gostkowski had a terrible, he knows this. He had a very terrible game. I felt bad for him. I saw Will Compton even hug him at the end right before he kicked the field goal. Like, man, come on, bro. We got you, man. So when you look at Stephen Gostkowski, who's from Tennessee, Memphis, when you look at him, he's one of the best kickers in the history of the game. But he really struggled to the point. I mean, if we cut him and we have a backup plan, I wouldn't be surprised. If we kept him, we would only keep him if we had no other option. The kicking was bad all over the league yesterday, but Gostkowski played terrible. He played terrible, man. So luckily got the game.
Newsflash. They're keeping him. They've already said it. They've already confirmed it. They're going moving forward with him, so yeah.
Okay. Well, we live by the gun, die by the gun, right? So we'll see, man. We'll see. So, Jacques, the Tennessee Titans, when you look at them, again, winning the football game, you got to look at some players that stood out. So, offensively, who do you felt stand out in this game? Who would you put down as the offensive player of the game for the Tennessee Titans?
me, even though he didn't have a touchdown, he stepped up in a big way, and I'm proud of him. It's CD, Corey Davis. Now,
CD84.
you already know I have been a big component of CD. I've been in CD's corner since we drafted him. I know his potential. So I'm like, okay, I know he has the potential to do it. Now, I don't know if AJ Brown stated this, but they said that he's still kind of hurt. And I'm like, well, if he did that hurt, imagine what he does when he's healthy. But I mean, the Joker had 7 catches for 1-on-1, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Something like yeah, 7 for 1-on-1. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
That's 14. That's 14 yards a catch.
Yes, exactly. And how he was getting on, he was in space, catching that miraculous catch that he caught on the sideline, getting his feet dragging in. He ended up stiff arming Kareem Jackson, which was beautiful. So for me, it will be CD, and I would like to see CD be more consistent going forward. But I mean, he did it against, and we've talked about this, Hawk. When he goes against premier corners, he kind of falls back in the bushes.
Facts.
But Kareem Jackson is a decent corner, and AJ Boye is a decent corner. So what I seen was, I said, okay, Corey's playing for that money, and he already knows he's in a contract year. But it benefits us because it gives us that second option when AJ Brown is nowhere to be found, and it looks like to me he's hurt as well. That he's gonna step up and gonna get it going. So what about you, Hawk?
So I give you a lot of credit, Jacques, because before the game started, the question was asked, who do you feel was going to be the player of the game? You said Corey Davis. You said that. You know who I said, right? Ryan Tannehill. And I was right. Ryan Tannehill would be my offensive player of the game. I felt that Ryan Tannehill played a heck of a game. The numbers that I could just blow you out the water. He was 29 for 43, 249 yards passing. He did have 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. So, again, being very efficient, given what was given to him. Denver is a top 5 defense. They have been for years. You're playing him out high as well. He didn't crumble. He didn't fumble. He didn't do any of those things. Ryan Tannehill played a very good football game. We could say Derrick Henry because he had 116 yards rushing on 31 carries, right, which is under 4 yards a carry. We could say that. The under 4 yards a carry concerns me in that regard because, again, I think the D-line was winning. But outside of that, we won because of Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill made the throws. That was a pretty throw he threw to Michael Pruitt. It was a beautiful throw. And then when Tannehill needed to run, he did that as well. So for me, it's Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill set the pace for the entire game. Great job, 17. You did a heck of a game. Heck of a game.
I agree. Yep. So, Hawk.
Yes.
We have the opposite side of the ball, which is defense.
Yep.
Give me a defensive player of the game, my brother.
Man, I'm going to tell you, this to me is difficult because I felt the defense overall played a solid game overall. I don't know if anyone just stood out. I would have said maybe Clowney early. But, because the D-line, here's the thing. The D-line, I think they only had 1 sack total to Drew Lock. I think it was just 1 sack that I can think of. Right. But for me, I think Jeffrey Simmons was the player of the game, man. I think Jeffrey Simmons. I think he only had 4 tackles, but Jeffrey Simmons was in the backfield all game. He made big plays, and he hit Drew Lock a few times. He controlled the line of scrimmage. He really did. Most of the runs were on the outside by Melvin Gordon. Anything on the inside, Jeffrey Simmons was stomping them big time. And even on plays he didn't make tackles, he was blowing up offensive linemen so where the linebackers could come in and make those tackles. Jeffrey Simmons played like a grown man yesterday, and I think he continues to keep building and things of that nature. Jeffrey Simmons could be an all-pro ball player, man. So Jeffrey Simmons for me, man. What about for you, sir?
I mean, you stole it. You stole it. You got it. Jeffrey Simmons, literally. Like, Jeffrey, man, and I knew this when we got him, man. People complain. I remember when we drafted him. Who is Jeffrey Simmons? Why we drafted him at 18? He's not going to play. People, we got a top 5 pick at 18 when we drafted him, okay? He didn't have a full training camp last year. This year, he had a full training camp. Jeffrey Simmons was everywhere. He was all over the field. He's not going to be how Casey is getting sacks, but he does his job to stop the run, get in the backfield, disrupt. And with him being disruptive like that, hey, he did his job. Matter of fact, I think it was Melvin Gordon or if it was Lindsey that it was on the screen playing. Jeffrey Simmons chased him from behind.
Right.
That's impressive to be that big and to have that speed. So for me, it's Jeffrey Simmons. And if I had to give an honorable mention, it'd be Clowney. Clowney is as advertised.
He is.
Clowney is as advertised in his length. He's so tall and lanky like Javon Curse, literally. Yep. And I'm like, okay, we got us something nasty.
Great comparison.
It's just this whole COVID, this C-19 crap is just messed up everything to the where you don't have a preseason. you don't have nothing to knock that rust off. So I just seen a bunch of rust last night.
Yep.
And people, we play the Jaguars and we know how that goes. So definitely.
Yep.
But that's my defensive player of the game, man. Big Jeff, he's gonna have a big year, dude. A huge year.
Yes, he is. He is, man. He is. He is definitely. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you for joining the show. As we advise, congratulations to the Tennessee Titans going 1-0. Overall, again, I do feel that we are a playoff team. So let's see what happens. We own the Jacksonville. Well, they play here, but own the Jacksonville next game, man. So yeah. So for those as well who want to subscribe to the channel, of course, click that subscribe button at the bottom there. You can email us at TennesseeTitansWeekly@gmail.com. We're on Instagram under Tennessee Titans Weekly, as well on Twitter at Titans Weekly 24/7.
And remember, when you do subscribe, click your notification bells. That'll let you know when we go live. That'll let you know when we put out a video. That way you don't miss anything or anything. Any content we put out, click that notification bell. And like I said, share the video. I always say this. Share with your auntie, your uncle, your cousin, your dog, your cat. Share it with everybody. Let's get those subscribers. The goal is to 1,500 subscribers, which we're almost there. Let's get to 2,000 subscribers. Let's go to that 2,000 journey, and let's tighten up, and let's have a good season. We own like you said, own the Jacksonville, and don't take the kiddies lightly because the kiddies don't have nothing to lose. So we will have a show about that. We'll break it down and get it going. But hey, take us away, Hawk.
Yes, sir. Well, to you and yours, ladies and gentlemen, tighten up. We're 1-0. Let's get 2020 on a good note. We will talk to all of y'all later for our next show for the Jacksonville Jaguar game. See y'all later. Tighten up, ladies and gentlemen.
Tighten up.
Yes, sir.